It's a quiet day in West Baltimore, where the last of summer's flowers are fighting to keep Loudon Street beautiful. But in the alley,
it ain't even gotta be cut in half as long as it bends.
It's a fight to find the beauty.
Put it in one of those orange bags.
Overgrown with weeds, trees, and every kind of trash you could think of, this vacant home turned dump ground is more than just an eyesore.
This monstrous neighborhood where it's dirty, filthy, nasty.
That's why Charles Fields made this lot a priority for his newly organized volunteer group, Recovery Cleanup.
And I caught the bus. I got up 5 o'clock this morning to be here on time. Pick it up, that's all.
Most of the volunteers are recovering addicts.
If he asks us to come and do something, we show up.
They're looking for a way to give back.
And it's not just about cleaning externally, but internally.
For Fields, this lot is personal.
Because I was in this place right here, this recovery program right here, and every day I came out and I saw this trash. And I said I was going to do something about it, and this is what we're doing today.
But it's a problem that's gone on for years.
Grass is high. You got concrete in the back of the yard.
In fact, in July, community activist Terry Boykins called Fox 45 to the property after months of no response from the city. DPW confirms an open request dating back to May. We found 15 additional requests since January 1st. Thursday, Boykins
Wonderful.
thought the city finally cleared the request, only to find...
Oh, these are volunteers. These are volunteers.
doing the work that Boykins has fought so long for.
Y'all pulled all this stuff out with your hands?
3 brooms, 2 rakes.
Man, you better give me another shake on that.
A few trash bags.
You better give me another shake on that.
And dozens of hands.
Out with your hands? You ain't had no machinery? Nothing. Get out of here. And the city got a machinery and can't get it done?
City crews did come in the afternoon to remove the trash bags. Neighbors hope it signifies a fresh start on Loudon Street.
In Allendale, Joy Lambert, Fox 45 News.
Through the window of her West Baltimore row home.
I didn't think nothing would never happen like that in my family, but I see it could. It did.
Vivian Neely's eyes.
So that's why I'm aware. I watch everything now. Try not to let nothing get out of my eyesight.
Grow weary with the pain. Every gunshot.
Just get nervous.
Every siren.
Can't hardly breathe when that happens.
Takes her back.
It's just like yesterday.
To that crisp November night.
Every time it hits somebody gets shot, it brings me back to her.
1 year ago.
5. She just had the birth of 5.
It was from that same window, propped open with a hammer, she watched as her 5-year-old great-granddaughter was shot by a stray bullet.
Yeah, I'm mad as hell, yeah.
A still baby doll and change from the corner store. Images imprinted on a prayerful community as another child fights for her life in the city of Baltimore. It was 4 months earlier that 7-year-old Taylor Hayes was shot and killed while riding in the backseat of a car.
She's always talking about Taylor like Taylor's still here.
Taylor was Amy's big sister.
Is she coming back? I said, no, Amy, she's not coming back.
The wave of horror hit the family as a bullet hit another Hayes. 1 year later, as Neely looks out the window, she still thinks about Taylor, but is thankful for one more chapter.
Yeah, that's what I told her. I said, you made it.
With Amy.
I love you, Penny.
I said, God didn't take both of y'all. He only needed her right then.
Happier days from her new home on Wilkins Avenue. 6-year-old Amy, a girl who many thought would never walk, can now run with her new puppy, Pretty. On this night, we asked her about 1 year ago. She remembers.
I got shot.
But she doesn't want to talk about it. But her life is one worth talking about.
God paid me. He let her live. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. That was all the pay I need.
A little girl who survived against all odds. Well, it doesn't change the view from Miss Neely's window. Amy's life offers a whole new perspective. In West Baltimore, Joy Lambert, Fox 45 News.
Could be an hour on a picture. start playing with the levels, with the contrast. There's like highlights in her hair here.
It's a battle of light and dark.
What I'm seeing, what I want to see in my head, it's like, you know, it's a process.
And striking that perfect balance.
And I shoot them in color and then I convert them to black and white.
But great photography develops in darkness.
It was a weird thing to ask these people to give more than they've already given. You know, they gave up. They've lost so much.
1 year ago, a deadly attack inside the Capital Gazette newsroom.
I feel like everyone that has sat has given me a gift of their time and their, you know, being part of my project. But those that gave the most were the families that lost somebody, you know. And then I'm very appreciative of what they've done to be a part of this and to help me tell the story of their people.
His project, Journalists Matter, Faces of the Capital Gazette.
This is Celine Sanfelice. She's a reporter at the Capital newspaper. She was the first person I photographed for this project.
A photography portfolio that he hopes to show in a gallery.
The pen is mightier than a sword, so I had the idea to have her holding the pen like a sword and a notebook like a shield.
Journalists, survivors, loved ones.
And she was there the day that everything happened. You know, it's been tough, you know, but we're all doing the best we can. So.
23 people.
Pat Ferguson, he covered the story.
Featured in Gillespie's folio. 1 year after the deadly attack inside the Annapolis newsroom.
We're just trying to tell, you know, true stories from our communities.
Each with a unique story.
Lauren Lumpkin, she started after the attack in June. Phil Davis was in the room with us when the attack happened. It's really a remarkable gift because it's very hard, you know, once we start. I mean, there's been some tears shed in this room here.
Intimate sessions.
The photo sessions start out, you know, light.
Closed door in Gillespie's basement studio.
And for like an hour, or maybe an hour and a half, we're just talking about things.
Just him and his subject.
And then, like, towards the end, a lot of times, if I feel it's going that way, I might say, so what were you doing on June 28th? How did you feel that day? And that's when some of the most emotional pictures come out.
Including this one.
I don't feel like I'm an outsider trying to get people to tell these stories, because I was in the room.
A longtime photographer at the Capital Gazette, a survivor of the massacre.
I just can't believe it's been a year. It's been a tough year.
In the same room he questions his subjects, we asked him what he was doing on June 28th.
And I was supposed to photograph the oath of office for the plebes coming to the Naval Academy that evening at 6. I was just looking in the archive at the pictures, and that's when the shooting started.
Gillespie dove under a coworker's desk.
I started thinking, oh my God, this really is happening. I can't believe that I'm going to die here under this desk like this. 3 of the people were right around my desk, so I thought I was next, but he kept going back towards the back of the room.
That's when Gillespie ran.
That's when I heard the shotgun go off again, and I felt a breeze blow past my right ear, and then I ran out the door.
The shooter took 5 lives and forever changed 6 others.
If I didn't run, I think he would have killed everybody in that room because he had blocked the back door. No one could get out the back door. That's heartbreaking, but it could have been much worse, I think. So it's a weird feeling.
A feeling that's weighed in the months that followed.
You get the survivor's guilt, you got the trauma of being involved.
Gillespie turned his source of pain.
I got out my studio lights and stuff and I set them up and I started thinking, who can I photograph?
Into the foundation for his healing.
I asked Celine and she agreed. And then I started thinking this could be, I think I want to photograph everybody.
Everybody, including those left behind.
And then there was the families, you know, that, like I said, gave me the greatest gift of coming to sit for my project. And this is Andrea Chambly. John McNamara was her husband, and John was killed that day. And she's been fighting to, like, you know, try to get gun violence to be a thing of the past, and she's working real hard at it. Which brings me to Wendy Winter's children, Phoenix Geimer, who's serving in the United States Navy now. And Summer Lee was the first one of the family members that I was actually able to photograph. And then there's Winters Geimer. She was wearing a lot of Wendy's clothes, and she had this picture of Wendy, and Wendy's life was so wild. And I think the last picture that I've printed so far is Maria Hyacinth, Rob Hyacinth's wife. She's kissing Rob right here, about to kiss him, with a giant smile on her face. And here Rob's gone, and she's just heartbroken. And it just tells. That's what I'm trying to do, is let people know that these stories are they're not just stories. They're people's lives, and they've all been changed forever, and not in a good way, you know, and it's very hard.
Gillespie has 3 more people to photograph.
And it's not just journalism that matters, it is the journalists that matter, because we're people. You know, we're your neighbors, we're your fathers, sons, daughters, you know, sisters, brothers. And we're just trying to do the best job we can and, you know, tell the truth.
He's shining a light on humanity, a light that overcomes even the darkest days.